Y'all pray real quick. Hello, this is Corey Tabor, the Purpose Partner, founder of Triple I Coaching, where we're informing, instructing, and inspiring you to fulfill your purpose. I'm excited today to announce that Prioritize for Your Purpose, Ordering Your Life to Be Extraordinary, my newest book, is available to purchase at CoreyTabor.com and at Amazon.com. You can go there today, get a Kindle version of the book, or if you like the physical copy, you can get it sent to your home. As you start reading the book, you're going to discover that there are 3 keys to unlocking your purpose. And then from there, we're going to help you to prioritize your roles, your relationships, your time, and your money to accomplish your purpose. And when you learn how to prioritize for your purpose, you will move from being ordinary to extraordinary. I know that you're tired of living an ordinary, and you too in 2022 take advantage of the opportunity to make decisions that will help you to ultimately fulfill the purpose that you have for being on the planet. On February 12th at 10 a.m., we're going to offer the Prioritize for Your Purpose workshop. It is a signature course. You can join us online through a virtual opportunity. Following the workshop, I'll have a book signing at 3 p.m. at Y'all's Down Home Cafe, and you can take advantage of the opportunity to connect with us there. On February the 17th, we'll begin a 4-week online course. We'll begin to workshop the content with other individuals in a group accountability opportunity where you can learn with others, grow from others, and get a chance to experience the content in person, work it through other relationships with other people. We'll have an online Facebook group. We'll also have a group through my website, purpose.me. And so I want to take advantage of this opportunity to literally maximize your purpose. And so go to our website, prioritizepurpose.me, register for the course, register for the workshop, register for the book signing, and we look forward to seeing you as we discover how you can begin to prioritize for your purpose. Hello, my name is Corey Tabor. I'm the Purpose Partner and founder of Triple I Coaching, where we are informing, instructing, and inspiring you to fulfill your purpose. I want to invite you to purchase my new book, Prioritize for Your Purpose, Ordering Your Life to Be Extraordinary. Most people just let life happen to them. But when you decide that you're going to discover your purpose and then prioritize your roles, relationships, time, to accomplish your purpose, you can move from being ordinary to extraordinary. Aren't you tired of living an ordinary life? Take advantage of this opportunity to order this book and change your life today. Don't hesitate. Go order your book today at Amazon.com or at CoreyTabor.com. I'm looking forward to helping you prioritize for your purpose. Well, good morning, everyone. It is so good to see each of you all here this morning on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. I am so excited today to be bringing to you one of our signature course, Prioritize for Your Purpose, Ordering Your Life to Be Extraordinary. My name is Corey Tabor. I am the Purpose Partner and founder of Triple I Coaching. We're informing, instructing, inspiring you to fulfill your purpose. Today, we are releasing and launching the Prioritize for Your Purpose suite of services to all of our clients and all of those individuals that have been looking for a unique opportunity to grow in their purpose. And so I want to encourage you to right now go ahead and go to CoreyTabor.com/book launch and purchase a copy of Prioritize for Your Purpose. There you can get it on Amazon. If you want a signed copy, you can actually go to CoreyTabor.com and click on the image, and it'll take you to our Square site where you can purchase it and we can ship it to you directly from our offices here in the Austin, Texas area. But this book is trying to give you an opportunity to discover your purpose, but then also to move from not only discovering your purpose, but to being able to prioritize your role, your relationships, your time, and your money to accomplish your purpose. And so my hope is that once you get through this book or into this book, that you're going to start seeing a number of different components in your life that will help you be effective in being able to prioritize for your purpose. I know that so many people, like I said in the video, are just letting life happen to them. They wake up every morning, they go to work, they come home, they watch some television, they do the same thing over and over again. But in reality, there's more inside of you than that. And I, as the Purpose Partner, want to partner with you to help you prioritize for your purpose so that you can move from being ordinary to being extraordinary. So go ahead and get your copy of the book today at CoreyTabor.com/book launch. I'm so excited today to start sharing some of the content related to the book. If you have some friends or family members, some uncles, some crazy cousins, go ahead and tell them to log in now on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Go to my Corey Tabor Facebook, my Corey Tabor YouTube, or my Corey Tabor Twitter, and they can actually log in. And you can share this video with them either now or on the replay. And so we want to encourage you to go ahead and get in right now, because I'm getting ready to start dropping the knowledge and help you in the few moments that we have today to begin prioritizing for your purpose. The reality is, I don't want anybody who's in this video today to think that what we share today is just all we have to share. Today, I'm going to give you about an hour of content, and then we're going to have a book signing today at 3 o'clock at y'all's Down Home Cafe. I'll be sharing some directly from the book, and then tomorrow I'll be preaching at a Pinecrest Presbyterian Church online. If you want to check out my social medias there, you can hear as I share there. Next Sunday, we'll have a book signing at 11:30 at Half Price Books there on Lamar, 5555 Lamar Avenue, Lamar Boulevard. And then Sunday evening at 7 o'clock, we'll have a book signing here in Manor, where I live, at Whiskey Girl Saloon, spot that I love to go and connect with a number of the residents in our city there. And so you'll get a chance to get your book signed there. So go ahead and order your book now, and then you'll be able to get your book signed there. I also want to encourage you to come to the book signing today, and you can actually purchase the Prioritize for Your Purpose shirt. It says, "This is your time," and then it has the Triple I coaching at the top and Prioritize for Your Purpose at the bottom. We'll have a number of those available here, book signing today, as well as at the book signings on next week. And then you'll be able to go to our website later on today and purchase those. We wanted to make those available in person first for those who made the commitment to come to the book signings there. So make sure you got your friends logged in. We're getting ready to start sharing here in a moment. I want to get as many people on before we start sharing so that we don't miss anybody in the process of what we're sharing. If you can, comment in the comments and let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're tuning in from Austin, where I currently live in this area, maybe you're tuning in from Dallas, Houston, San Antonio. I've got family in all of those cities. They're tuning in. Maybe you're tuning in from Abilene, where I grew up. I'll be there Monday afternoon sharing at the Cooper High School with their soccer team. And so we are committed to, as the purpose partner, helping people prioritize for their purpose and order their life to be extraordinary. All right. Well, we are going to get ready to share our screen here. And we want to start going through some of the content related to the book in this first hour that we have today. All right. So if you can see the screen, go ahead and give me a thumbs up or a comment, say I can see it. I want to make sure that everybody can see it. So this is the cover of the book, Prioritize for Your Purpose, Ordering Your Life to Be Extraordinary. This is the corporate kind of adult version of the book. We'll also be releasing in the next month, before spring break, our student edition that will be designed for AVID classes, for colleges and university first-year experience classes, as well as just for students who are looking to discover their purpose. And I'll share a little bit about why I wanted to do that here in a moment. And then by Easter, we will have the Prioritize Faith edition, where we'll share how Jesus prioritized. As a believer in Christ, I wanted to make sure I produced something that would help the body of Christ to think strategically through the life of Jesus and how he prioritized for his purpose. Then this fall, we'll have a marriage version, a marriage edition, because we know being married will definitely change your purpose. And as you have children, it will change your purpose. And as your children grow, it will change your purpose. And as your children leave, it will change your purpose. And we'll discuss that briefly today about why that is true and why that is important. All right. Prioritize for your purpose, ordering your life to be extraordinary. I began prioritizing for my purpose early on in my life. I was born to Samuel Earl Tabor and Carrie Hazel Tabor in Great Falls, Montana at 2:30 a.m., December the 20th, 1976. There's not a whole lot of Black people in Great Falls. I was in a blizzard, so we didn't get to get out of the hospital until after Christmas, over 5 days in the hospital. But I really believe I was born in purpose and on purpose. My mother had 4 miscarriages. My brother, who was born in 1974, she had another miscarriage, and then she had me. And so when I heard this story as I started to grow up, I knew that there was a reason that I had been placed on the planet. As I started growing at the age of 4 years old, I started singing in the church. By the time I was 8, I was teaching Sunday school to 6-year-olds because I could read. By the time I was 12, I was speaking and giving exhortations in church. By the 16, I was leading our youth ministry. And then I went on in high school to start playing, running cross country and track. As a freshman and sophomore, I lettered my freshman year in track, was a state, went to the district finals as a cross country runner my sophomore year and actually got second place. Lost by a quarter of a mile. I was a little bit taller than the other person, so when I leaned forward, their torque allowed them to actually beat me by a quarter of a second, rather, not a quarter of a mile, but a quarter of a second. And I went on to regionals and ran right in the number, so to speak. I was about the 30th person there. And so I started getting offers to run cross country in college. Rice University, which is a very prestigious university in Houston, Texas, their athletic department started reaching out to me. And I had an uncle, Tommy Tabor, who played football at Baylor University. He was roommates with Mike Singletary, who went on to become a Hall of Famer with the Chicago Bears. And my uncle Tommy told me, he said, Corey, if you don't love a sport, don't play it in college because it is a full-time job and you don't get a whole lot of time to do things outside of class. His wife, Lois, who went to the University of Texas where I attended, told me, Corey, when you're in college, take advantage of it. Take classes that you want to take, enjoy yourself, look forward to taking some electives that maybe you would normally take. And so I took their advice. And as a sophomore in high school, I quit running. Even though I was pretty good at it, I quit running because I knew I wanted to go to college on an academic scholarship, not an athletic scholarship. I knew that I wanted to use my brains and not my body to get to school. And I don't think there's anything wrong with using an athletic scholarship to get your education. I encourage students who have the capability to do it. But for me, I knew I didn't love the sport enough to do it. And I also knew that I was not good enough actually to want to run 60 to 75 miles a week. I was already running 40 miles a week and 45 miles a week as a high school student, didn't love it. And I started pursuing student government. I started pursuing AP classes. I started getting involved in our speech team. And by my senior year, I was fortunate enough to graduate from from Abilene High School, 25th in our class of over 425 students. I was fortunate to become homecoming king in 1994, student body president, speech team president. I was the TFA state semifinalist in original oratory, where I shared a speech about peer pressure and depression and theme, because I'd gone from being what I often described as Urkel, a nerd in our school, to being Urkel. Not so much a sexy Urkel, but more a popular kid in the school, where I was able to use my influence to help people who weren't considered to be popular. I would find myself sitting at tables with unpopular people and wanting to make sure that those people who were where I was were being given some attention by somebody who people in the school actually considered to be valuable. I was co-hosting a children's television show on ABC and Fox affiliates there in Abilene called Camp Way Cool. My Abilene folks will know what that was. My friend Doc England was producing that show, and my friend Abby and I co-produced or co-hosted that show during my junior and senior year. I graduated with 8 scholarships. 7 of those were local. 1 of those was at the University of Texas. And I went to the University of Texas my first year on scholarship and had scholarships to supplement the income throughout the next 5 years. And I don't tell my story to brag or to say that this is going to be everybody's journey, but I share my story to say that running for me was good, but academics and leadership for me was best. Okay. As I started moving forward in my career at the University of Texas and began pursuing classes, I was prepared to write at a college level because I took English my senior year. I took honors English my junior year, my sophomore year. I was ready when I got to U.S. history because I took honors history and I took honors economics and I took honors government. I was prepared to matriculate relationally because I had spent time developing relationships with my friends, with my family, with my church community. And so everything I did outside of the classroom at Abilene High prepared me to be a student at the University of Texas. And when I enrolled in the summer of 1995, we were a part of a program called Preview 1995. My Preview folks will know what I'm talking about. It was a program at the University of Texas for African American and Latino students to attend the university in the summer prior to everybody coming to the university. It was designed to give us a chance to get to know the campus with 10,000 people instead of 50,000 people on campus. And that summer, I started leading. I remember being in the talent show and singing a Kirk Franklin song. I didn't sing, I actually talked like Kirk, because Kirk doesn't sing, he talks. And then I went on to become a member of the gospel choir at UT and a member of Gamma Phi Delta Christian Fraternity Incorporated. I went on to help produce an album called Unconditional Praise with Inner Visions, where I had to make another decision to prioritize for my purpose. My 5th year on campus, I was elected student body president. I'm not student body president, but 1 year at large student representative in student government, which was a very prestigious role because that meant you were representing the entire 50,000 students, undergrad and graduate, there at the university. And I was also president of the gospel choir. I had to decide, based upon the calling that we had as a choir to record this album, was I going to stay as the president of the choir and pursue that purpose, or was I going to continue to be in student government and pursue the political purpose? And now both were good. But for me, as a spiritual leader who had grown as a leader on campus, it was best for me to pursue the choir. And so I remember sitting in my apartment with my girlfriend, now my wife, April, and I just cried because I hated to let student government go. I worked so hard to be elected with my friends Ophelia, Stephanie On, and Parissa Fatehi, and Eric Opiella. I mean, we were the Unite ticket. We worked so hard to win, but I knew I had to make that decision. And that decision turned into us producing an album, raising almost $10,000 to produce this album and sell hundreds of copies of it. But more than anything, it taught me that when you choose your purpose over what's popular, you'll be some fulfillment in your life. When I graduated from the University of Texas, I was working as a admissions advisor at the university, and I was recruiting students on campus to host students when they came to visit the University of Texas. And that job was a job that I had started doing in college, and then I went on to do it as an adult. Half of the day, my job was done. And so I found myself studying the Bible consistently, found myself leading a Bible study on Tuesday nights called The Real World. And then when students couldn't make it on Tuesday, I started teaching one on Wednesdays in the Malcolm X Lounge called The Daily Bread. And what I discovered is that that was something that I was passionate about. It was something that I was gifted in. It was something that was important to me. And so though I was earning a consistent income at the university, about $22,000 or so, I attended a conference called Urbana 2000 with InterVarsity that December. And I really felt a strong call to leave my job at the university and go full-time in the ministry as a campus pastor with InterVarsity Fellowship. Now, what was challenging about it was, one, I was leaving a secure, stable income to raise support, which is not very easy as a 22-year-old, 23-year-old, because your network doesn't have resources yet. Most of my friends were still broke and paying down college loans. It was also challenging because I was stepping into an organization that had no African Americans at that point. I would be the first African Americans within a varsity in the region. And we were building something from scratch. We had 7 students at the time who were attending our Bible study on a consistent basis. And so back from the university, from the conference at Urbana, I told my girlfriend then, April, that my job to come on staff within a varsity. I just knew she was going to leave me because her family had well, and I didn't think she wanted to be with somebody making less money and having to raise support. But she looked at me and she said, I was wondering when you were going to step away from this job and really do what you're passionate and called to do, which was ministry. And so she affirmed the decision. My father affirmed the decision. My pastor even affirmed the decision at the time and allowed me to go ahead and begin serving within a varsity. And so I started learning through this Bible study that I was teaching on Tuesday night, and through this ministry I was able to lead and leading college students, that I had a gift to preach, I had a gift to lead, I had a gift to speak, I had a gift to build relationships and make connections, to share my story, share God's story. And so as I started working as a college pastor, we had 7 students on September 11th. The towers went down, 9/11/2001. We sent those 7 students to the tower where the president of the university was having a vigil. And at the tower, we found 40 more students, and they came back, and we started our study with 47 students, 7 times really what we had before. And the next week, we had about 60 students. The next week, we had about 70 students. The next week, I proposed to my wife, and I the week before, hey, next week I'm proposing to April. So I want to invite your friends. It was a great marketing strategy. Over 80 people came that night. I proposed by singing a song called Will You Marry Me? She said yes, and we were on our way, growing a ministry to African and African American students at UT. Over the next 4 years, that ministry grew to nearly 10% of the Black student population. And that experience taught me that if you can be consistent in saying yes to what you're passionate about, what you're called to, what you're gifted in, and you can show up. There are times I didn't know what I was going to talk about. There were times I didn't feel good about what I was going to talk about. But every time I made a decision to show up, I found myself stepping more and more into my purpose. After 4 years of serving there, I went on to serve as a maturity and ministry pastor at Greater Mount Zion Baptist Church in Austin, where we had about 300 to 400 members in 2003 when we arrived, and we saw that church grow as we served there to over 3,500 people. I served overseeing 18 ministries, 500 from Discipleship Institute, Greater Life Institute, to our program, the Greater Highway, helped to develop our singles ministry and oversee our men's ministry and substance abuse ministry. There were a number of ministries that I oversaw, but during that role, I learned that I could preach to adults and not just college students. I learned that I had something beyond what I had experienced. I was often asked to preach about things that I had experienced, single parenting, or to seasoned saints who were in their 50s and 60s. But through experiences I'd had growing up with my father as a pastor and experiences I'd had just listening to older people and connecting with older people, my experiences were giving me what I needed to step into my purpose in that moment. And after 5 years of being there, 03 to 09, 6 years, my wife and I left to plant Full Life Community Church, a missional, maturing, multicultural church that was called to reconcile people to God and to one another. Growing up in Abilene, I had two best friends. One was white and one was Latino, and we did everything together but go to church together. And I said, man, if I could find a way to create a church where people of different ethnicities would feel comfortable coming and they would know that there's something there that affirms who they are, I feel like that's part of what I'm called to do. And so for 9 years, we planted Full Life. A number of individuals who were dealing with church hurt and challenges related to their previous church experiences, and we would support them and encourage them and allow them to get well, and then they would move on and serve at a different church. And it was so exciting just to see the many people that came through the ministry and that are now serving strategically throughout our city and throughout our country and our world. Following that, I went on staff at Austin Life Care, which is a pregnancy center, and I served as a staff educator teaching sex and character education. Eventually, I became the director and directed a program of over 6 or 7 speakers on a consistent basis, typically teaching 15 to 20,000 students a year in over 50 schools in Central Texas. All of these opportunities were helping me to develop in my purpose. And I share my story to give you a foundation of what it looks like to begin to prioritize for your purpose, okay? So to order your life to be extraordinary. So we're going to talk today about knowing yourself, which is the first step to unlocking your purpose. The first key to unlocking your purpose is knowing yourself. You're going to know yourself through knowing your spirit, knowing yourself, and knowing your season. And then I'll get into talking briefly about how do you then begin to prioritize your roles and relationships and your time and your money to accomplish your purpose. So when we talk about knowing your spirit, for people of faith, knowing our spirit means that we connect with our Creator through Bible study, through prayer, through worship, through meditation, through journaling, whether you're Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, Muslim. All those faith traditions have practices that they engage in on a consistent basis to connect with who they understand God to be. For people who do not practice a faith, knowing their spirit often focuses on their conscience and focuses on their values, their belief systems. They may value education, value friendships, and they may value generosity. And that is how they begin to know their spirit. And so you want to spend some time reflecting on what is my mission in life? What do I feel like is important for me to do in life? What are the things that I have? What are the parameters that I use to get to where I'm trying to go in life? How do I decide what job to take? How do I decide what neighborhood to live in? How do I decide who to marry? How do I decide how to raise my kids? All of us have these values really frame the way we choose to live our lives. And then it deals also with your mission, your values, and the vision you have for your life. Do you see yourself being married? Do you see yourself being single? Do you see yourself being in leadership? Do you see yourself being a follower? Do you see yourself starting a business? Do you see yourself working for someone else's business? Do you see yourself going back to school to get a master's degree or a doctorate degree? What is your vision for your life? And so knowing your spirit is going to allow you to tap into your conscience, your belief systems, your mission, your vision, your values. For those of us who practice a faith tradition, it's going to allow us to connect with our Creator, where we understand that He has a direction for our lives, a purpose for our lives. What we believe is something that He sent us to the planet to do. Okay. Now, once you start getting to know your spirit, the second step then is getting to know. That's the wrong one. The second one is getting to know yourself. And I say it's very important to get to know yourself. You have to start by acknowledging who you are. Okay, and the way that you begin to acknowledge who you are is by looking at what makes you you. So in my coaching practice with Triple I Coaching, we allow our coaching clients to go through one of 4 different assessments to discover parts of who they are from a personality perspective. But it starts even before that with your natural abilities, things that you've been doing your entire life that you're good at. Some of you all are amazing speakers. I mean, you got N's in school for talking so much. Some of you are amazing connectors. You have a great ability to connect individuals to one another. Some of you all are just extremely gifted at building things and making things work. Some are great at breaking things apart and putting them back together. You might be really good at coding or really good at typing or really good at drawing. All of these are natural abilities that really have come naturally to you. You've been doing it most of your life. Honestly, you are a 7, 8, or 9 in this area, and you do it better than most. Once you start looking at your natural abilities, the next step is to acknowledge your acquired skills. Acquired skills are education and experience. They're gained by education and experience. So you may have been a leader by nature, meaning that you would be on the playground and tell everybody, hey, y'all, let's go to the swings, and people followed you. But then you got into leadership roles in high school and leadership roles in college, and you started taking leadership roles in your church or in your community or at your school, and you started gaining experiences that made you more effective as a leader, and you started gaining education that made you more effective as a leader, whether it was formal education or informal education. Not everybody who has a formal education and all these degrees, you see the degrees and certificates that I have, I've invested significantly, good Lord, significantly in my education to prepare for what I feel called to do. But I know that none of these pieces of paper on the wall make me who I am completely. That there are some experiences I've had outside of the classroom that were beyond what I could have learned inside of the classroom that have made me who I am as well. And so you want to acknowledge your natural abilities, your acquired skills. Then you want to start to look at your passions. What is it that keeps you up at night? What is it that wakes you up in the morning? What is it that you would do if you didn't get paid for it? What do you love to do? Now, for many people, they want their passion to become their career and produce a paycheck. And that may happen. But oftentimes, the passion may be just a hobby. It may be something that you do as a pastime that you enjoy doing. You may love working on cars, but you're not going to be an ASC certified mechanic. I used to work at CarMax. I was trying to remember the acronyms. You may love riding bikes, but you're not going to become a professional and go ride in the Tour de France. You may love playing basketball, but you're beyond the opportunity to go and be an NBA player. But you want to find something that you're passionate about because that's going to help fuel your purpose. And then you look at your personality. And this is where we spend a lot of time in our coaching practice, helping people through one of 4 assessments. And we talk about it in the book that will help you to discover your personality, how you respond to others and opportunities, how you respond to people and problems. Okay. So there is the DISC assessment, which is an assessment that looks at, are you driven? Are you inspiring? Are you steady? Are you conscientious? There is the Myers-Briggs type indicator, where you could be extroverted or introverted. You could be intuitive, thinking. You could be feeling. You could be judging or perceiving. There's a Clifton Strengths assessment that gives you your top 5 contributions that you make to the world. You can go through all 36 of them. I believe there's 34 of them, and look at the different ones that are there. But the top 5 is what most people spend their time in. There's a book called Go Discover Your Strengths. Put Your Strengths to Work. I think I have it here behind me. That was written by Mark Buckingham, but Mr. Clifton kind of developed the concepts and the assessment that is used. And then we also use the Enneagram, and that's one that I've become more familiar with lately. That looks at kind of what are your core issues, your core fears, your core desires and longings in your life. And so out of these 4 assessments, you can really start to discover maybe you're, and that's a great thing. Maybe you're reserved. That's a great thing too. Neither is good or better. They're just different. Maybe you're competitive. Or maybe you're like me, you're more cooperative. To be honest, I go out on the golf course, and if I'm playing by myself book and I play and I just try to, have a good time, maybe get 1 par. If I get to 8 shots or 8 strokes, I move on to the next round or next hole. Other people, they get out there and they get frustrated. God darn it, I can't believe I couldn't hit that ball. Man, I missed that putt. And for me, I just never found that to be very entertaining for me. The entertainment for me is to be on the golf course, to be around the green grass, to ride the cart, maybe have a beverage or 2. If I'm playing with some of my friends, it's all about connecting with them for me, because I'm more of a collaborator, I'm more of a connector, I'm more of a cooperative person, not so much a competitive person. And I'm starting to wonder if being a Dallas Cowboys fan and losing all of these seasons in a row since I was a freshman in college in 1996, I wonder if that's made me more cooperative, just to keep me from being disappointed. I don't know. But I am more of a cooperative as compared to competitive. Some people are risk takers. They enjoy and find value and purpose in taking risks. Other people are risk averse, and so they're going to want to have more of a steady. Needs to be a risk taker where they can take some calculated risk to maybe borrow money that can be used to grow their business, or try to get into a market that hasn't been maximized yet, or try to pursue an idea that hasn't been developed yet. Whereas a risk-averse person's probably don't want to check on the 1st or the 15th. And they may start a business, but they'll start it while working a full. The other person might choose to just leave that job altogether. And okay. So you look at your personality. And then the third or final area, rather, the 5th area, is going to be looking at your experiences. All of us have a hallway full of experiences, positive and painful, that have impacted who we are. And oftentimes, if you can't find your purpose in your natural ability and your acquired skills, if you can't find it in your passions and your personality, you can find it in your experiences. The pain often is where your purpose comes from. All of us can walk down a hallway of our lives and look on one side and see snapshots of painful experiences that we've had. Maybe you were molested as a child, or maybe your parents got divorced, or maybe you got a C in economics, or maybe you dropped out of college. Maybe you dealt with PTSD as a result of in the military. All of those painful experiences give you compassion and empathy for people who have been through it. Maybe you've struggled with suicidal ideations, or you've struggled with being let down by people in authority, And then on the other side, you have what we call positive pictures or snapshots. These are things that you look back on with fond memories. Maybe it was winning a championship in Pop Warner football as a 9-year-old. Maybe it was being selected as a leader in your school band. Maybe you had a girlfriend in high school that really treated you with respect. Maybe you got to college and earned a scholarship that helped you feel confident about who you are. Maybe you had an opportunity as an adult to get a promotion and you actually got it. All these positive experiences tend to shape our purpose as well, because it gives us confidence to keep moving forward towards our purpose. And so the painful and the positive come together to shape and frame who we are, and that is a picture of our purpose as well. So knowing yourself involves knowing your natural abilities, your acquired skills, your passions, your personality, and your experiences. And as you acknowledge all of those components, then it's important that you begin to accept them. And these components of who you are means that you're not going to try to change who you are. You're not going to apologize for who you are. You're not going to try to be somebody that you're not. You're literally going to sit in the purpose of who you are, sit in the person of who you are. I'm an American male. I accept that. That's the way I was formed, shaped for a purpose. I'm a married man. I accept that. It's part of my purpose. I'm a father. I accept that. It's a part of my purpose. I have an outgoing personality. I accept that. So I don't ever go into the room and try not to be outgoing, because it's not who I am. Now, I will, through discipline, make sure that I'm listening to other individuals and not trying to dominate the conversation. I've learned through relationship, important for me to do. But I can be myself. And when I am myself in the room, I bring the gift of who I am to the entire room, okay? After you learn to acknowledge and accept who you are, then it's important that you appreciate who you are. And that means you move from tolerating to appreciating. Okay. That's where you start to celebrate what you love about you. You celebrate that you enjoy a certain sport. You may celebrate that you love your faith and you love your Savior. You may celebrate that you enjoy writing, that you enjoy politics, that you enjoy sports. And so you celebrate that. I went to a UT basketball game 4 times this year. Bought tickets on Black Friday, $10 a ticket. Took my best, one of my good friends from across the street. Man, we had a great time. And it was just like celebrating the fact that we love basketball. We love sports. I love UT. I celebrate that I love the Cowboys, even though it's hard. When we win, I love it. When we lose, I hate it. But that's who I am. I'm not going to ever not be a Cowboys fan. It's just who I am. I celebrate who I am as an African-American man. During Black History Month, that's 28 days the nation gives us. But I celebrated 365 days a year because I know the heritage that I come from. I know the blood that's in the ground in this nation that was built upon the shoulders of my ancestors. I know the stick-to-itiveness that I get from my grandmother and my grandfather and my great-grandmother and my grandfather, sharecroppers, and who built a life for us here in the United States. I know where I come from, and that gives me purpose. So don't tolerate. Celebrate. Acknowledge who you are. Accept who you are. Appreciate who you are. When you are going to find opportunities to begin knowing what your purpose is. Okay? So you know your spirit, you get to know yourself, then you get to know your season. Your season speaks to the time in life that you're experiencing. Solomon wrote in Ecclesiastes, time and a season for everything under the sun, a time to laugh and a time to cry, a time to be born, a time to die. And if you don't accept and understand that there are unique seasons in your life, you will find yourself being disappointed by the season you're in. Always looking forward to the next season instead of really embracing the current season. And so I tell people all the time, if you're single, embrace the singleness. There is nothing like being single. If you're engaged, embrace the season of being engaged. You're not married, so don't act married. Be engaged. If you're single, but committed, but not yet engaged, don't act engaged because you're not engaged. If you are engaged but not married, don't get a joint account to sharing bills, man. That's married people stuff. Pause. Enjoy the season of engagement. Once you get married and you jump the broom, as we do in the African American community, put that ring on the finger, make that covenant decision in front of God and man, and choose to sign a license that is affirmed by the state of your residence. It's a time to be married. To embrace that there are two people trying to become one. To embrace that there's a lot I got to learn about how to be selfless and give my life. Embrace that I'm selfish, that I want what I want and I like what I like, and I want to be able to live my life the way I want to live my life. And I gave away that choice when I made a decision to be married. Now I have to share my decisions. I can't just go to Africa for 6 months, right? Or in a mission field. I've got a wife. Now, when you got a wife or a husband, and then you add children to it, that's purpose as well. I share in the book how when we had our second child, Karis Dawn, in 2019, our church was kind of struggling at the time, and we just financially didn't feel like we could keep pastoring. And so having a baby and getting pregnant precipitated us, or really accelerated us, closing Full Life Community Church, because we felt the need to focus on our family after being in ministry from 2001, pretty hard all the way through 2019. I made a decision to drop out of my doctorate program at Baki Graduate University because I was sleeping in the guest room to make sure that my wife could sleep through the night. I was giving her a good night's rest, and I would get up and check on the baby if she woke up, and that's how I gained 50 pounds, eating snacks in the middle of the night, graham crackers for the kid, graham crackers for me, bottle of milk for the kid, a bottle of beer for me. I mean, it was just the reality of it, Metabolism slowed down. That was a purpose decision. Serving on 7 boards, and I made a decision to step off of all of them except the one that I've been appointed to by the governor as a 1-star service commission. I'm just going to stay on the governor's one because, we want to keep doing what the governor's asking just in case he might need you to do something else. But those were purpose decisions, and I knew it was just for a season. I needed to get my baby potty trained and sleeping through the night, and then I could start spreading my wings again. So writing this book was on the backside of her getting potty trained. And so I was able to wake up early in the morning, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, stay up late at night to write this book. I was able to re-enroll in my doctorate program and get back into my long-term terminal studies. I was able to start serving in a couple of other organizations that I wasn't serving in before because I took advantage of the season to help with my daughter while she was in the formative stages of her development. Those are seasoned decisions. Now, as our kids get older, my oldest is about to be 8, my youngest is 3. So when they're 10 and 5, there's going to be some season decisions, like maybe going to Disney World or Disneyland. They're probably watching this and getting excited. We may choose to take a missions trip together at that point because they're old enough to remember it and experience it. We may choose to immerse them in a Spanish culture for a season of 4 to 5, 6, 7 weeks to help them get the language down. We may decide to put them in a certain school and matriculate in the areas that they're passionate about. We may start letting them be involved in other extracurricular activities that their body can handle physically at this point, or that their mind can handle physically. That's a seasoned decision. Now, as they get older and they go into middle school and high school and then matriculate out of our home, we have to look at ourselves as a couple and say, what have we done in this time period while we've to build our relationship one-on-one so that when they leave, we have a relationship together. So I was out of town for a funeral a week and a half ago for my cousin's funeral in Houston for 3 days. Had to leave to get ahead of the storm, the ice storm. Came home on Friday night. Saturday, I took my wife to an overnight retreat at a retreat center just to spend time with her, look her in the face, be with her, because I needed to prioritize our relationship because for work the next week I was going to be on a retreat from Tuesday to Thursday. And I know with my wife's love languages being quality time and acts of service, I can't do either one of those on the road. And so when I do have to leave, I try to make intentional choices in between those moments so that her cup is full, so that she can make those withdrawals over the time that I'm gone, when she's spending all of her time working with our children compared to part of her time when she's having to prepare meals and get the family together. Those are seasoned decisions. So when you look at your spirit, that is connected to your general purpose of loving God and loving people. When you look at yourself, that is connected to your specific purpose of how you are wired or shaped to accomplish your mission in life. And when you look at your seed, that is connected to your immediate purpose. Gordon T. Smith wrote a book called Courage and Calling, or Courageous Calling, rather. And in this book, Courage and Calling, and in this book, he talks about everyone has a specific, or a general, specific, and immediate in life. And so that's what we try to help you think through as you're looking at knowing your spirit, knowing yourself, and knowing. And so that is going to help you think through your purpose. So these are what I like to call coordinates in the purpose world, okay? So let's say you know your spirit, okay? You got that. You started to connect with your creator. You started to connect with your conscience, your values, your belief systems. And then you start to know yourself. You really go through personal identity development, embracing your ethnic identity, your gender identity, your educational identity, your values, who you are personality-wise. And then you get to knowing your season. I'm a college student. I'm a newlywed. I'm in my 40s. I'm in a midlife crisis. I'm in a quarter-life crisis. I'm in my 60s, about to retire. When you put these 3 coordinates together, in that coordinate section, that your purpose lies in there somewhere, okay? I like to call that the purpose neighborhood, okay? When you discover those 3 components, it's now your job to start driving around the neighborhood and trying different things that fit within those 3 components. And eventually you're going to pull up to a house that is housing your purpose. Some of the houses you're going to knock on, you're going to go in, they ain't going to be there. You know, it's like, I kind of got it, but this ain't really. I like the living room, but the bedrooms ain't really connected with me. It's not intimate enough for me relationally. This is a recreational space for me. It's something I enjoy doing for fun, but it's not something that's going to for me and my family. And your purpose doesn't always have to produce your vocation. Your vocation could be separate from your purpose or a part of your purpose, but not fully your purpose. And so as you start driving around the neighborhood, eventually you're going to find a house that is housing your purpose. And when you do, I want to challenge you to move in. Hang pictures, get some furniture. This is not a rental situation. This is not, I'm going to do this for a year. This is for the next 30, 40, 50 years of my life. I'm going to pursue this purpose. I was 24 years old when I was preaching at a church in Abilene, Texas, and I was praying. And as I was praying, out of my mouth, May I inform, instruct, and inspire your people to fulfill their purpose. And in that moment, I realized that was what I was created to do, to inform, to teach people in a way that they would get information that they didn't have before. So I read a lot of books so I can refer people to the books, because people can teach you things that you don't know if you're just willing to open a book or spend time with a person through a conversation or listen to a podcast. And then instruct. I'm designed to teach things in a way that people can understand, make it stick. I call it syndicated teaching, where you hear the same concepts over and over again because I've used illustrations that connect with things you see on a daily basis. And then inspire. I am built to motivate people to go out and do it. That is my purpose. And so I do my writing, my speaking, my music, all that I do with my family, all that I do in my jobs. Every morning I wake up and I say, my job is to inform, instruct, and inspire people to fulfill their purpose. And if I can wake up and inform people, give some people some information they didn't have, teach them something they didn't know in a way that they can understand it, and motivate them to go out and live out the life they're supposed to live, I can sleep good at night because I have accomplished the purpose that I was sent to the planet to do. Okay? So I want to challenge you to get to know your spirit. Spend time thinking, reflecting on who you are values-wise. Get to know yourself, what makes you you. There is not another you in the world. You will never beat, nobody will ever beat you being you. Nobody can do what you do when you do it the way you do it, baby. So be you, do you. And then get to know your season. What is the season of life that I'm in? And how do I live in that? How do I accept it? How do I celebrate it? Okay? And as you're moving around in that neighborhood, you find a place that your purpose is. You move in and you start to live that purpose out. And over time, you'll change jobs, but your purpose will be the same. You'll change careers maybe, but your purpose will be the same. You will find a theme throughout it. It's consistent. I remember hearing professor and reconciler Dr. Brenda Salter McNeil speak at Urbana 2000. She's one of the people that really helped me think and understand the value of racial reconciliation and the importance of it. I was sitting in a Black student lounge there, and she said, you know you're called to do something or meant to do something if you have been doing it most of your life, if it's something that comes relatively natural to you, if it's something that other people affirm in you, and if it's something that you would do even if you didn't get paid for it. And I started thinking, man, I've been doing this stuff without getting paid for it. People are affirming my speaking, my leadership. It comes naturally to me. I've been doing this most of my life, and it's something that I do better than most people. I was like, wow, this is it. I'm in the arena. I'm in the neighborhood of where my purpose is. And then it was just a matter of continuing to try different things, continuing to pursue different opportunities, to say yes to things instead of always saying no to an opportunity. I would just say, yeah, try it. If it doesn't work out, that's fine. I figured out one other way that doesn't work. Here's the reality. Failure is inevitable. The question is, can you fail fast and can you fail forward? Can you figure out what quickly and then use that as a building block to get to where you want to be long term? And so when I talk about being who you were created to be, that's based on this book right here, Being, a 30-day guide to being who God created you to be. You can go to my website, CoreyTabor.com, and purchase this book, 30-day devotional, helping you think through characteristics of who you are. A to Z. I did all 26, a couple of double chapters there. And then we're going to have a student edition of Prioritize Your Purpose that'll be out again this later on this year. Next month, actually, we'll have this edition ready to help college students and high school students begin to think through their purpose. This is what I'm meant to do. And so I love doing it. And I'm going to pursue it for the rest of my life. I realized that this is what I was born to do. I love to write music. It's not my best gift. My best gift is speaking. My second would be leading or administrating, and music is down there. But it's something I'm passionate about. I enjoy doing, expressing myself musically. And so I wrote a song for the Being book, and I was able to write a song for this book. It's not completely done. But as we conclude today, I just want to share the demo version of the song Purpose is Waiting. This is just a promo video of the song Purpose is Waiting that will be on the album The Journey that we're producing that goes through the journey of my life. You know, I've got songs I wrote for our wedding, songs that I wrote with the gospel choir, songs I wrote as a pastor. I'm excited to be able to share this this work with you, but this with you.
My purpose is awaiting me. I was born for this. I was made for moments like these. I was born for this. My mother had visions and dreams. I was born for this. I was made to lead. I was born for this. Influence inside me. So when I wake up, my purpose is waiting. And when I lay down, my purpose is waiting. When I bow my head, my purpose is waiting. And when I look around, my purpose is waiting. It's waiting for me. My purpose is waiting. Waiting on my destiny. My purpose is waiting. I said my purpose is awaiting me. I know my purpose.
So that's just a demo of the song. Purpose is Waiting. It'll be out in a couple of weeks as a single, and then we'll have the entire album, The Journey, out hopefully early spring for you. The songs that can inform, instruct, and inspire you to fulfill your purpose and do what you were created to do. You saw pictures there of me being held by my mom back in 1976, 77. I was pastoring the church there in Montana. I saw pictures of me running cross country when I was half the size that I am now. Saw pictures of me in high school when I was student body president and was voted most friendly. Pictures of me with my wife and my family, my kids. You'll see that in the videos. But the goal is just to be able to continue to inform, instruct, and inspire people with the music that we have. So as we conclude today, I do want to remind you to go ahead and check out our website, CoreyTabor.com. There you can be able to find out more about what we're doing with coaching. You can hear about our podcast, which is called What's Good Austin, where we highlight good things that are happening in the city. You can also go to my podcast, Living Life to the Fullest, where I do a lot of my preaching and teaching audios there. You can check out the book, Prioritize for Your Purpose. You can also choose to sign up for our Prioritize for Your Purpose masterclass that will be happening starting this Thursday night at 8 o'clock, 8 to 9:30 online. We'll be engaged in that, and we have that in the video for you so you can see that and hear about that. So go ahead and go to the website, CoreyTabor.com/events, and you'll be able to get that information as well. Here on our PrioritizePurpose.me, when you read the book, it's going to refer you to this website, PrioritizePurpose.me. This site where we have drilled down in the research of the book. We've got information on budgeting there. We've got information on your weekly schedule, on your monthly schedule, on personality. You can book a coaching appointment with me there. And so as you read the book, this is the matching tool to the book to really continue to help people get educated around being prioritized for their purpose. And then finally, I do want to invite you this afternoon, if you are in the Austin area, to go ahead and come out to y'all's Down Home Cafe to our book signing event from 3 to 5. I'll be reading portions of the book, Prioritize for Your Purpose. I'll also be performing the Purpose is Waiting song and Being a song that was a part of the first book. And then we'll have some t-shirts there to purchase. We'll have the book available. We also have a journal that you can use, a Triple I Coaching Journal, that can help you to begin to write down what you're learning. Research shows that if you write down your goals, you're 43% more likely to accomplish them. And so we created this journal. It just has the website there, CoreyTabor.com, our Triple I Coaching logo on it. And it also has my bio on the inside. So you can just be reminded about what I've accomplished that can inspire you to hopefully go ahead and accomplish what you need to accomplish. If you go to our website, CoreyTabor.events, and you register for book signing, you can get 8% off on the book. So it's a $15 book. You can get it for $12 if you register between now and 3 o'clock. We'll have a signed copy ready for you when you arrive. And then we want to encourage you to sign up for the masterclass. as I stated before, and you'll also be able to get your "This Is Your Time" t-shirt there at Y'all's Down Home Cafe. I encourage you to come there. Don't just come hear me speak. Don't just come and purchase a book. Come and spend some money eating or getting something to drink. The couple, Jeffrey and Sherry, have been very supportive of ministry in my career. They were members of our church for a season prior to opening up Y'all's Down Home Cafe. So we want to support them when you come out to Whiskey Girls next Sunday. I want to encourage you to buy some drinks, you know what I'm saying? Get you some wings. It's going to be All-Star Weekend for the basketball All-Star game, so we'll have that on. And I want to encourage you to go ahead and support that business as well. And we come to Half Price Books and we do the event there. Buy another book other than my book. Spend some money there. Get a calendar. Do something to support these businesses. Here's the reality. No business can survive without customers. And as a business owner, I made a decision to invest in local businesses. I got the t-shirts done locally. I was able to get a lot of these components of what I purchased locally here, just like our resources in our community. And so with that, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in today for the Prioritize for Your Purpose webinar. I want to encourage you to go ahead and sign up for the masterclass that starts this Thursday night, and keep living your life in purpose and on purpose, because when you do, you will find the fulfillment that you have been searching for. Hello, this is Corey Tabor, the Purpose Partner, founder of III Coaching, where we're informing, instructing, and inspiring you to fulfill your purpose. I'm excited today to announce that Prioritize for Your Purpose, Ordering Your Life to Be Extraordinary, my new is available to purchase at CoreyTabor.com and at Amazon.com. You can go there today, get a Kindle version of the book, or if you like the physical copy, you can get it sent to your home. As you start reading the book, discover that there are 3 keys to unlocking your purpose. And then from there, we're going to help you to prioritize your roles, your relationships, your time, and your money to accomplish your purpose. And when you learn how to prioritize for your purpose, you will move from being ordinary to extraordinary. I know that you're tired of living an ordinary life, and you want to, in 2022, take advantage of the opportunity to make that will help you to ultimately fulfill the purpose you have for being on the planet. On February 12th at 10 a.m., we're going to offer the Prioritize for Your Purpose workshop. It is my signature course. You can join us online for a virtual opportunity. Following the workshop, I'll have a book signing at 3 p.m. at Y'all's Down Home Cafe in Round Rock, and you can take advantage of the opportunity to connect with us there. On February the 17th, we'll begin a 4-week online course where you can begin to workshop the content with other individuals in an accountability opportunity where you can learn with others, grow from others, and get a chance to experience the content in person, workshopping it through relationships with other people. We'll have an online Facebook group. We'll also have a group through my website, prioritizepurpose.me. And so I want to encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity to literally maximize your purpose. And so go to our website, prioritizepurpose.me, register for the course, the workshop, register for the book signing, and we look forward to seeing you as we discover how you can begin to prioritize for your purpose.